I'm really excited today to introduce you to some of our dolls as well as the handmade clothes I created for them. Before talking about each individual garment, I wanted to take a minute to talk about how important it is to pay attention to the little details when you're making little doll clothes. For instance, on this pinafore, I had a contrast thread to create a nice detail, and it's very important to take time to make a straight line if you're going to be using contrasting thread. Now on this dress here, I added top stitching to create a French seam, and then on this top, I used a serger to create the edge of the hem, which saved me time and added a nice touch. It's not 100% necessary to have a serger when making doll clothes, but using one will add to the longevity of the garments. This is my childhood Felicity, which I have re-wigged with a wig from Monique Wigs, and I've placed new eyes in her head and new makeup on her face. Felicity's peasant top was made with an embroidered cotton that I got from Cottoneer, an online fabric shop, and then her shorts were made with denim that I got from Joanne and a pattern from Pixie Fair Patterns, which I will link in the description. The pattern that I used to make the top is Simplicity P2100, but I did use the sleeves from Simplicity 8577. Now this one is an outdated pattern, but you can find outdated patterns on eBay and Etsy. The closure on this top is Velcro, but you could also use buttons or snaps, which snaps happen to be my favorite way to have a closure on doll clothes because they're just so quick to install and they're easy for the kids to operate. One of my comments about this pattern is that I wasn't really happy with how loose fitting it was around the shoulders and bodice. So if I make this one again, which I plan to, I will probably tighten this up a little bit. Maybe decrease the width at the shoulders and bring it in here too. My daughter Lucy has a leopard print backpack that she got at Gap Kids. So I made this one to match with fabric that I got from Spoonflower. And then I also made Lucy a child-size version of this top, which I'll share in another video. This is Juniper's doll, Amira, which is named after a girl in Lucy's classroom. And she is Juniper's first doll. I found her on Facebook Marketplace, and we added a new wig to her and restrung her limbs. The outfit Amira is wearing is made from Kona cotton, which I also got from Cottoneer fabric, but is also sold at Joanne. And then the button closure here is actually false front. The button maker on my sewing machine is not functioning, so I'm going to need to get a new sewing machine before I do functional buttons on doll clothes. The back of these shorts is elasticated, which is really helpful for when kids are trying to slip on the clothes, and if they're more tight-fitting, it can be difficult for them. I think personally I would prefer it to be a little bit more tailored, but it was a nice and easy sewing project, and I think I might make more of the same style. The pattern that I used for this set is Simplicity 1086, which is currently a current pattern that you can buy in stores. I used View E and stuck literally with the green suggested colors there because I just thought it looked so nice. I have made other views from the same pattern too, which I will be sharing in this video as well. Here is my childhood Kirsten doll, which I have remade to fit in with the 1960s. Please don't hate on me. I know a lot of people are looking for original Kirsten dolls. Mine had silver eyes and really ratty hair. I restrung her, re-wigged her, and gave her some makeup in the 60s style because I just couldn't help myself. I again used Simplicity pattern 1086, this time using View C. The fabric of the skirt is a Kona cotton, and then the floral on the bodice is something that I found at Joanne in the summer of 2019. The pillbox hat that Kirsten is wearing is also part of this pattern 1086, and the shoes here are actually roller skates, which I found on eBay. I used a snap closure to close the back of the dress, which is, as I mentioned, my favorite way to close doll dresses. You can get snaps that match the fabric nicely, and it's just so easy to install. Here's Lucy's doll that she received for Christmas. She was a makeover doll that we found on Facebook Marketplace. We gave her a wig and eyes to match Lucy's likeness. I got this really cute micro print strawberry fabric from Cottoneer. Once again, I love everything that they have. These little tiny red buttons I found at Joanne, and then I used Kona cotton for the matching pants that go with this outfit. This outfit is actually a two-piece set here. The skirt and top are separate, and then again, these are false buttons. This is actually a snap closure on the top. I have a couple of notes on this pattern. One is that the skirt, the way that the pattern had me make it, was not quite fitted enough at the waist, so I reworked it a little bit. Another point is that this tie waist is a little bit tricky for the girls to do and undo at their age, and you really have to untie it to take the skirt off. And then the last comment is I made these matching pants, which look rather slim in the pattern photo, but they're not so slim once you've made them, which was slightly disappointing, but it is easy for the girls to pull on and off of the dolls. And then you can see here this pleating that I stitched into it was not exactly specified in the pattern, but I did think it added a nice touch. I wanted to show how these pants look on the doll. As you can see, they are quite baggy. There's room for these to have been a little bit more tailored. The back is elastic, which probably contributes to the bagginess, but I think that the next time I make these, I can really slim it down so that it looks more like your classic 1950s pedal pushers. Here is Melody, which is Lucy's very first doll that she picked out when she turned 7, and we took her to the American Girl store. This is probably my favorite pattern that I've used so far. It's from Pixie Fair, and it feels so 1960s. I love the wide neckline and the cropped styling of the top with the high waist style of these shorts. I used a serger to finish off the edges here, which made the project much faster so I didn't have to hem those tiny ruffles. The fabric I used for the top is a fat quarter fabric that I found at Joann in the summer of 2019, and the white shorts are made from a medium weight twill, which is similar to denim, so it's a little bit more heavyweight so you won't see through like you might with a white cotton. The necklace Melody is wearing is an accessory from the American Girl of Today collection from the 1990s, back when I was a kid and the Girl of Today was a brand new thing. I used Velcro to close the back of this top, and then I used this cute little plastic star snap to close the back of the shorts. Here is my childhood Addie doll, which I have also remade to be more in keeping with a 1960s or a 1970s style doll. This is a dress that I made with a linen blend mustard yellow and white fabric that I got at Joann. And then I found these really cool go-go boots on eBay and could not resist getting them. I used Simplicity 8314, which is, as of now, a current pattern you can buy in stores. I used this view, and then I've actually also made this view and really liked it. I think that this pattern is a great buy for someone who's looking to build a 60s wardrobe. There's a lot of options for you to mix and match. The back of Addie's dress is fastened with these snap closures. I did do a seam across the bottom so that it wouldn't be completely open in the back, so that you can just slip it on over her legs and then snap it closed. Here is Josie, which is a Josefina doll that I purchased last year for myself to make over with a new wig, new eyes, and then just a little bit of makeup to freshen her up because her paint had faded. This is a Monique wig, which is a little bit ashy probably for what I should do on Josefina. So I'm gonna consider her my experimental doll, and you'll probably be seeing her hair change from time to time. This outfit is also an experimental outfit. I combined a lot of pattern views and techniques to create a dress that matches a dress I made for my daughter using a vintage sewing pattern, and I will share that in a later video, but now I'm gonna talk to you about the different elements that I combined to make this outfit. To make this outfit, I started with Simplicity pattern 8577. I used this dress as the base, but I shortened it quite a bit to a mini length, and then I also changed the sleeves. As you can see, view D of this dress calls for elastic at the wrists. I omitted that step and instead put elastic thread in my bobbin and did stitches across here. I think I did 4 or 5 in a row to make a shirred wrist instead of just a regular elastic wrist. I also added this collar, which I cut a few templates and then just kind of like wrapped it around the doll to see if I liked the shape. I was trying to match the shape of the collar on my daughter's dress, which I'll show you at another time, and ended up with this, which wasn't too far off. To create the pinafore, I began with this Pixie Fair pattern for the top and combined it with the closure style of this vest. Now it has a full lining in it here, so normally you would close the lining with the outside, but I left that open so that I could tuck in a little skirt here that I had added pockets to, and then I top stitched around the edge to close it up. The top of this vest is a snap closure. These buttons are just for show because, again, I'm not really in the spot to make actual working buttons yet, but I hope to get a new sewing machine soon so that I can do that. Here's what Josie's little mini dress looks like without the pinafore over it. I think it's a great basic pattern, and I might make another one with this elasticated wrist the way that the pattern shows. It's really fun to make each of these little individual garments, but it is so rewarding to see them accumulate and realize that you have made an entire doll wardrobe with your own 2 hands.